In this video, I'll show you how to set up the virtual machine. Basically, we need a secure shell client, and you can go to www.putty.org to download Putty, which is a client for SSH. And the second one is the Oracle VirtualBox. And you can also go to this link in oracle.com to download the Oracle VirtualBox. And you can also install the app if you use Mac, and then go to cloudra.com following this link to download the Cloudra Quick Start virtual machine. So once you have downloaded Oracle VirtualBox, you should install Oracle VirtualBox and then import Cloudra virtual machine. In order to access to the virtual machine from outside, you will need to configure the adapter. And here it is the adapter 1, and we use the port forwarding function. So if you click the port forwarding button, and it will show you this dialog, and you will need to click this green button and start adding rules. So we need to add the following rules. Rule number 1: forwards port 22 from the host IP 127.0.0.1 to port 22 at the IP address 10.0.2.15. And this rule is for secure shell or SSH, which is a unique or Linux-based command interface and protocol for securely getting access to the virtual machine. And we also add rules number 2 and number 3 for ports 80 and port 88. And these are for getting access to Cloudra Quick Start and Hue and etc. from outside the virtual machine. In the VirtualBox, you click the settings button and then network, and here it shows you the button forwarding, and then you can click the button, the green button here, start entering your rules. And here I have added 3 rules. Rule number 1 is for secure shell. Number 2 and number 3 are for HTTP. Rule number 3 is for secure shell, and number 1 is for HTTP to the index page of Cloudra Quick Start, and rule number 2 is for the index page of Hue, which is the Hadoop user interface. And here you can see that I have started the virtual machine. In the virtual machine, I run the terminal and type in if config. Then it shows me the IP address of the virtual machine, which is 10.0.2.15, and I use this IP address for port forwarding previously. Now for logging in the virtual machine, I run Putty, which is a secure shell utility, and then in the host name box I type in 127.0.0.1, and the port number is 22, and I select SSH. Then I type in a name for the session, which is FDM, and then click Save so that I can later on use for the future. So next time I will just need to select FDM and then click load to load the information, then click open to start the session. Now I will show you how to log in the virtual machine using PuTTY. So here I have a connection, actually a session previously saved. I select it and click load, and the information is loaded in the host name and the port number, and I click open. Then it asks me for the username. I type in Claudra, and the password is also Claudra. Now I'm in. Then I can type in the command ls for listing, ls, and it shows me the list of the directories. You may want to add PuTTY to the path variable from control panel. So in the dialog system properties, click the button environment variables, and then look for the path variable, and then add the path to PuTTY at the end of the list of all other directories. In order to copy files between your computer and the virtual machine, you may want to download other PuTTY utilities such as PSCP or the graphical user interface SSH client. And the one that I'm using now is WinSCP, and this is for Windows users. And you can get that WinSCP at this link. And for Mac users, maybe you want to try to use OpenSSH. This slide shows you how to configure WinSCP. So here I save a connection, namely Claudra, and then in the file protocol I specify as FTP. Host name is 127.0.0.1, and the port number is 22. The host name, this host name is actually the local host, and username and password are both Claudra. And then you can save the information for use later, and then you can log in. Here you can see that I have WinSCP, and I'm going to log in the virtual machine, and I saved a connection which is FDM here, and the file protocol is SFTP. The host name is the local host, which is 127.0.0.1, and the port number is 22. Then I click login. So I had to type in the username and password. Actually they are both Claudra, and then now I'm in, and you can see that on the right side this is the VM, the virtual machine, and the current directory is home and slash Claudra, and on the left it is actually my computer, the hard drive on my computer. So now I need to copy several CSV files to the virtual machine. I'm going to create a directory, and I'm going to say data. So this directory is in home and then Claudra. Then I go into data. Now I click, I can right click and create another folder, another directory, namely Mondrian. This is because the data sets are exported from the access MDB file, which is downloaded from the site, the Mondrian project. and then I'm going to copy those CSV files. Each CSV file is from a table in that access file, and then I'm going to drag and drop the files, and you can see here all the 4 files are copied to the virtual machine. From the shell, I can also see the files. So I'm going to type in cd/home/cloudera/data/Montreal to switch to that to make it the current directory, and then I type in ls to list all the files, and here we can see that we have all the CSV files in there. So you can copy the files using the secure shell like this, but it's more convenient to use WinSCP, which is a graphical user interface. You can also see your files through the web browser on your computer, not on the virtual machine. Type in 127.0.0.1, then enter. It leads you to the Cloudera Quick Start VM homepage, and from here you can go to the Hadoop user interface UI, and select that. It opens another tab using port 8888. So if you set this up in the VirtualBox for port forwarding, then you are able to access using this port from outside the virtual machine. Then go to File Browser. Then the page shows you the files you have on Hadoop, and because you haven't copied the files from local to Hadoop, so you don't see them here yet. From this page, I can create a directory, a file, and then upload the files. But for now, I want to use Hadoop commands to copy files from local to Hadoop cluster. In this file, Hadoop _cmds.sh, I save a number of Hadoop commands for this example. So normally I have to run Hadoop fs file system. Fs stands for file system, with the parameters mkdir make directory to create a directory. So I copy that command and go to the shell and right click, so the command is pasted, and then I just enter. And here after I type the command, then on the Hadoop cluster the directory data in Cloudera in user is created. Now I go back to Hue to look at the difference, the change, and this is still the previous screen, and you haven't seen the new directory yet. So let's refresh this. And here you see the new directory data was created, and now I see it. I double click. I just click into it, and there's nothing inside. I copy the second command and go to the shell, right click to paste it, and this command creates a subdirectory, namely Mondrian, in the directory data. Now I go back to Hue, and this is still the old screen and I don't see anything in data yet. I refresh the browser, and now I can see the subdirectory Mondrian that was created. Now I click the directory to get inside, and there's nothing yet. I go back to my list of Hadoop commands and copy the next command. This command, Hadoop fs file system, copy from local, copy all the files in this local directory that was actually copied using WinSCP, as you can remember. So copy all the files. I use a wildcard here to mention all the files in this directory. To this directory, to the newly created directory in Hadoop cluster. So I copy this line, and then I go back to the shell and right click to paste it, and enter. So then I go back to the shell and I type in the command Hadoop fs with the parameter ls list. I list all the files in this directory, and then it gives me 4 items or 4 files that I previously copied from local to the cluster, to Hadoop. Customer.csv, inventory fact 1998.csv, product.csv, and sales fact 1998.csv.